Imagine this. It's late at night, and you lie awake in the dark. The world is silent, but your mind is deafening. You feel like a prisoner, trapped in a cell made of your own thoughts. Every shadow on the wall becomes a new worry. Your heart pounds at every what if that echoes in your head. You're frozen in place while an invisible storm of anxiety rages around you. In that moment, you feel small and powerless, as if the walls of your mind are closing in. Every minute you spend worrying is a minute stolen from doing. Think about the plans you made when the sun was up, the goals you set with determination. In the grip of worry, those plans freeze. Worry takes the energy that could fuel your actions and burns it up with nothing to show. It's like filling your car with gas, then idling in the driveway until the tank is empty. Nothing moves forward. While you're tangled in worst-case scenarios, life is waiting for you to act. The more you hesitate, the more there is to worry about. A vicious cycle. It drains you, leaving you exhausted without accomplishing anything. The cruel irony is that the tasks still remain, but your strength to tackle them has been siphoned away by fretting. When overthinking becomes your identity. Why is it so hard to break free? Because over time, habitual overthinking becomes part of who you are. You might even label yourself a worrier. It starts small, a concern here, a second guess there. But day after day, as you feed your anxiety, the habit of worry digs in deeper. Eventually, it doesn't feel like a choice anymore, it feels like your nature. You catch yourself saying, "I can't help it, I'm just a worrier." Those words turn a passing state of mind into a fixed identity. And when you identify as a worrier, every challenge automatically triggers that overthinking cycle. This is the root cause. Worry becomes your default mode, your uncomfortable comfort zone. You've worn a groove in your mind by pacing the same path of fear and doubt. Escaping it feels unnatural, even though this prison is self-imposed. But remember, being a worrier is not an inherent trait, it's a learned habit. And what's learned can be unlearned. How worry overloads your brain. Let's pull back the curtain and see what's happening in your brain when worry takes over. Chronic worry and rumination actually change how your brain works. When you worry, you activate your brain's alarm system, the limbic system, your amygdala, the fear center. It's like revving an engine into the red. At the same time, worry hijacks your prefrontal cortex, the part that handles planning and decision-making. So the emotional centers go into overdrive while the rational part stalls out. Researchers have found that constant anxiety tilts the balance between these regions. The emotional brain, fear, starts overshadowing the thinking brain, reason. In other words, rumination floods your emotional circuits, leaving little power for logical action. No wonder you feel paralyzed by worry. Your brain is stuck in high gear emotionally and low gear cognitively. It's not all in your head, it's in your biology. But here's the good news. The brain can change. Just as it got wired to worry, it can be rewired to act. Knowing this gives you power. It reminds you that the paralysis has a physical cause, and that cause can be fixed by what you do. Turn anxiety into action, energy into movement. Picture a warrior on a battlefield. Do they stand frozen, consumed by what-ifs? No, they move. They feel fear, but they fight anyway. This is the mindset shift to embrace. Turn your anxiety into action. That rush of energy you get when anxious, the racing heart, the knot in your stomach, is raw fuel. Instead of letting it spin you in circles, channel it into movement. Next time anxiety grips you, reframe it. What if this feeling isn't fear at all, but excitement? Athletes and public speakers do it all the time. They take those butterflies and say, "I'm excited," using that energy to perform. You can do the same. Anxiety and excitement are two sides of the same coin. The physical sensations are similar, only the mindset differs. So flip the coin. Tell yourself this surge of energy is a cue to act, not to shrink. In practical terms, when a worry pops up, what if I fail the exam? What if I mess up the presentation? Answer it with action. I'll study one chapter now. Or, I'll practice my opening once. Every worry can become a trigger for doing something useful. This mental alchemy turns the paralysis of anxiety into momentum. You're no longer a hostage to worry, you're a warrior, using that nervous energy as fuel to charge forward. The action first rule. Now that you're prepared to use anxiety as fuel, let's get practical. It's time to apply the action first rule. Whenever you feel anxious or start to worry, take one immediate physical action. No matter how small, do something. Here's how to start. Catch yourself. The moment you notice a worry loop beginning, pause. Recognize the signs. A tight chest, spiraling thoughts, a sense of dread. This awareness alone weakens worry's grip. Move and do. Immediately change your state. Stand up, stretch, or walk around. Then do a small task for 5 minutes. Ideally, tackle something related to your worry, send one email, pay one bill, or even a simple chore like tidying up. This shifts you from thinking to doing. Celebrate the step. After taking action, no matter how minor, acknowledge it. You broke the spell of worry for that moment. Feel that small win. Each action you take is proof that you can shift from worrier to warrior, one step at a time. And remember, science backs this approach. Physical movement releases endorphins and distracts you from what's gnawing at your mind. Being active not only breaks the mental cycle, it also calms your physiology. You're telling your brain with deeds, not just words, that you are in control. Worry paralyzes, warriors move. You've come a long way from that dark room of worry to standing in the open field of action. Feel the difference. The worries in your life aren't all gone, but your relationship to them has changed. Worry's power was a shadow that loomed only when you stood still. By moving forward, you shrank that shadow. You saw how worry was stealing your time and energy, and how it crept into your identity. But you also learned that it's not a permanent part of you, just a habit. You discovered how it overloads your emotional brain, and you took back control by using its energy differently. Most importantly, you acted, turning anxious moments into productive ones. Stand tall and listen to the quieting of that inner storm. That's the sound of your confidence growing. You are not a prisoner of what if. You are a warrior of what's next. Challenges will still come, and fear will still whisper. But now, when worry knocks, you know how to answer. Not with paralyses, but with movement. Worry paralyzes. Warriors move. This is how you become a warrior, not a worrier. If you're done playing small, it's time to toughen up. Click on this next video to watch From Overwhelmed to Unstoppable.